Hey there, investor. If you've been following the stock market in recent years, one name has definitely been all over the news and in investment portfolios: NVIDIA. But what's really behind this super fast rise? Is it a bubble about to pop, or are we looking at one of the most important companies of our time? More than just a company that makes video cards for gamers, NVIDIA has put itself right in the middle of the biggest tech revolution since the internet: artificial intelligence. In this video, we're going to do a full deep dive. We'll look beyond the stock price to understand what drives NVIDIA's empire. Its technology, its almost unbeatable competitive edge called CUDA, its strong financial position, and super important, the huge risks that could make it all fall apart. The final question is clear. Is it still worth investing in NVIDIA today? Stick with me until the end as we put this puzzle together. NVIDIA's business model. To understand NVIDIA, we first need to understand its main product, the graphics processing unit, or GPU. Traditionally, GPUs were the heart of gaming computers, doing millions of calculations to create the virtual worlds we see on screen. But NVIDIA's genius was realizing that this ability to parallel process, to do many simple calculations at the same time, was exactly what the growing artificial intelligence industry needed. Training an AI model like ChatGPT requires huge computing power, and GPUs were perfect for it. The main benefits of GPUs for AI include: 1. Training models. Training deep neural networks means doing a massive number of math operations, especially matrix multiplications and convolutions. GPUs can do these calculations at the same time in a huge way, processing large amounts of data all at once. This makes training much faster, cutting down the time from weeks or months to days or even hours. 2. High-performance inference. After training, the AI model is used to make predictions from new data, a process called inference. For things that need real-time processing of lots of data, like image recognition in self-driving cars or instant language translation, the GPU's ability to do many calculations at the same time is key to giving quick and accurate answers. But the hardware is only half the story. The other half, and maybe the most important part, is a software platform called CUDA. CUDA is the language AI developers use to program NVIDIA's GPUs. It's a full set of tools that makes the company much more than just a chip seller. They sell a complete solution. And as we'll see, this is the base of their biggest competitive edge. Strategy and business outlook. NVIDIA has completed its journey from a graphics chip company to the main architect of the artificial intelligence era. Its business strategy is bold and has many parts. It's not just about selling chips, but about giving a full computing platform that has become a must-have for making and using AI all over the world. And the company didn't stop there. It grew into network solutions by buying Mellanox. Why? Because to train huge AI models, it's not enough to just have a GPU. You need to connect thousands of them so they work together super efficiently. NVIDIA now sells not just the brains, GPUs, but also the nervous system, network, that connects them. And finally, expanding into the next frontier, physical AI and digital twins. NVIDIA sees beyond generative AI based on language and images. The next big wave, according to the company, will be physical AI, smart systems that can interact with the real world. The company is putting a lot of money into platforms for robots. Project GR00T is a basic model for human-like robots, made to understand regular language and copy movements by watching humans. The plan is to give the brain computer hardware with the Jetson and Thor platform, and the main AI models for the next generation of factory automation and services. The Omniverse platform is key to this idea. It lets you create simulations and digital twins of real-world places, like factories, warehouses, or cities. Companies can train and test robots in a virtual, super real, and physically correct environment before putting them into the real world, saving time and money. The idea is that heavy industries, like making things and moving them, will become huge markets for NVIDIA's simulation technologies, turning success in simulation and research into multi-billion-dollar businesses. Financial strength. A great strategy needs money to work, and here, NVIDIA is in an incredibly comfortable spot. Let's look at the numbers, based on data from April 2025. Cash and investments, $53.7 billion. Debt, short and long term, $8.5 billion. The company is in excellent financial health, with almost $54 billion in cash and only $8.5 billion in debt. It operates with huge peace of mind. Why so much cash? Semiconductor companies live in cycles. Having such a large cash reserve acts like a safety net. It allows NVIDIA to keep investing heavily in research and development even during a downturn, making sure it doesn't lose its tech lead. And what does it do with the money? Most of the return to shareholders doesn't come from dividends, which are almost nothing, but from strong stock buyback programs, which tend to make the stock price go up over time. In short, financially, NVIDIA is a fortress, ready to face storms and keep investing in its future. Competitive advantage. NVIDIA isn't just a player in the artificial intelligence field, it's the architect of the arena. Its dominance, which positions it as the standard hardware and software platform for AI development and implementation, isn't by chance, but from a long-term visionary strategy. The company's competitive advantage is a many-sided and deeply rooted ecosystem, built on three main pillars: specialized hardware, the CUDA software platform, and a strong, constantly growing ecosystem. 1. Pioneering and specialized hardware. The base of NVIDIA's advantage is its silicon. While CPUs are made for complex step-by-step tasks, NVIDIA's GPUs were built for massive parallelism, the ability to do thousands of calculations at the same time. This design is naturally perfect for the math operations that are at the heart of deep learning, like multiplying matrices. NVIDIA, however, didn't stop at general parallelism. It brought in specific design changes for AI, creating a key difference. Tensor cores. NVIDIA added tensor cores, which are special processing units made to greatly speed up the matrix operations used in training and running AI models. Constant evolution. With each new design, from Volta to Ampere, Hopper, and the latest Blackwell NVIDIA, makes these cores more powerful and efficient, and also improves memory and connections, allowing for the creation of increasingly powerful and scalable AI supercomputers. 2. CUDA, the unbeatable moat. Perhaps NVIDIA's most important and hard-to-copy competitive advantage is CUDA, Compute Unified Device Architecture. Launched in 2006, long before the AI boom, CUDA is a parallel computing platform and a programming model that lets developers unlock the GPU's processing power for general-purpose computing tasks. The importance of CUDA is so great that it acts like a strategic moat. Pioneering and maturity. For over 15 years, researchers, data scientists, and engineers have been building code, libraries, and applications on the CUDA platform. Moving all that work to a competing architecture like OpenCL would require a huge re-engineering effort, with costs and time that are too high. Ease of use. CUDA lets developers using different languages, like C++ and Python, access the GPU's power without needing to understand the complex hardware design at its lowest level. This made high-performance computing available to more people. Continuous optimization. NVIDIA invests heavily to make sure CUDA and its compilers are optimized for each new generation of GPUs, making sure software and hardware work perfectly together to get the best performance. 3. A complete and dominant software ecosystem. On top of the hardware and CUDA, NVIDIA has built a skyscraper of software that makes its lead even stronger. The company offers a full set of libraries, SDKs, software development kits, and high-level tools that greatly speed up the AI workflow. For a developer, not using NVIDIA's ecosystem basically means having to start from scratch. In short, NVIDIA's competitive edge isn't just about making faster chips, it's about creating a complete and connected platform. The specialized hardware provides the raw power, CUDA acts like the nervous system connecting the software to the hardware, and the huge software ecosystem provides the tools and building blocks that make AI development faster, easier, and more powerful. This combined effort has created a good cycle. Developers build for NVIDIA because the ecosystem is the best, and the ecosystem gets even better because most developers use it, making NVIDIA the essential engine of the artificial intelligence revolution. Risks and uncertainties. Even with its strong position and a market value that makes it one of the most valuable companies in the world, NVIDIA is navigating a landscape full of big risks and tricky uncertainties. The same AI boom that has driven its huge growth also highlights the weak spots that could threaten its future. The main risks for NVIDIA can be put into three key areas: geopolitics, competition, and market changes. 1. Geopolitical risks. Geopolitics is perhaps the most immediate and uncontrollable risk for NVIDIA. US-China tech war. The biggest source of uncertainty is the ongoing restrictions from the American government on sending advanced AI chips to China. China used to be one of NVIDIA's most profitable markets, and losing that money is a direct and already measured impact. Also, these restrictions encourage China to speed up its own chip industry with companies like Huawei, creating a self-sufficient competitor in the long run. Geographic concentration in Taiwan. and with one company. Most of NVIDIA's most advanced chips are made by TSMC. Taiwan's stability is a global geopolitical issue. Any increase in tensions in the Taiwan Strait or even a blockade could stop NVIDIA's production chain, causing a huge disruption in its ability to meet global demand. 2. Growing competition. Attacks on many fronts. NVIDIA's dominance is clear, but it's not unbeatable. Competition is getting stronger in several ways. Traditional rivals. Companies like AMD and Intel are spending a lot of money to directly compete in the AI accelerator market, trying to take away NVIDIA's market share. Tech giants. NVIDIA's biggest customers. Google with its TPUs, Amazon with Trainium and Inferentia, and Microsoft with Maya are making their own custom AI chips. Their goal is to make things work better for their specific needs and, most importantly, to rely less on and spend less money on buying GPUs from NVIDIA. New challenges in the inference market. While NVIDIA leads the market for training AI models, the area of inference, using models that are already trained, is becoming a battleground. Competitors are focusing on more efficient and cheaper inference chips, a market that, in the long run, could be bigger than the training market. 3. Market dynamics and the sustainability of the AI boom. NVIDIA's sky-high stock value is based on almost perfect and continuous growth. High valuation. With a super high price-to-earnings ratio, NVIDIA's stock is sensitive to any sign of slowing down. If the rate of revenue growth slows, even if it's still high, it might not be enough to justify the current value, leading to big price corrections. In short, while NVIDIA is in an incredibly strong position, its path is full of uncertainties. The company relies on global geopolitical stability, the continuous and endless growth of AI, and its ability to stay many steps ahead of increasingly strong and varied competition. Capital allocation. How a company decides to use its money tells you a lot about its plan and what it sees for the future. NVIDIA's way of using its money is seen as a great example. It focuses on 3 main areas. First, and most important, smart investments. The company spent the last 10 years getting ready for the AI revolution. It put a lot of money into research and development when no one else saw how big AI would become. This shows that the people in charge have a long-term vision. Second, smart purchases. Buying Mellanox for almost $7 billion in 2020 was a brilliant move. It seemed like a networking company, but NVIDIA understood that networking was key to connecting its GPUs and selling complete systems, not just parts. It's also worth noting the attempt to buy ARM, which was stopped by regulators. Even though it didn't work out, it showed the company's big goal to also control the world of CPUs for data centers. Third, giving money back to shareholders. As we've seen, the company prefers to buy back its own shares instead of paying out dividends. For a company that's growing fast, this makes sense because it tells the market that the people running the company believe their own shares are a good investment. Conclusion. And so we've reached the end of our look at NVIDIA. We've traveled from the heart of their business, GPUs, to the clever strategy of the CUDA platform. We've seen a company with strong finances, sitting on a mountain of cash that lets them set the pace for new ideas. We looked at their competitive edge, which seems more like an ocean, built on decades of new ideas in hardware and software that keeps developers and customers hooked on their system. But we also face the facts. A company at the top of the world is also a target. The risks are as huge as their value. A big reliance on Taiwan's politics, the constant threat of a tech war between the United States and China, growing competition from their own customers, and a stock price that already expects a nearly perfect future. So what's the verdict? Is NVIDIA a good investment? Investing in NVIDIA today isn't a gamble on the next quarterly report. It's a long-term idea about the future of technology. It's believing that artificial intelligence, robotics, and digital simulations aren't just a passing trend, but the foundation of the next big industrial change. The final choice, as always, is yours, and depends on how much risk you're okay with. Are you comfortable paying a premium for a company that, right now, seems clearly dominant? Do you believe their competitive edge is strong enough to fight off attacks from giants like Google, Amazon, and even China's own ambitions? One thing is clear. Understanding NVIDIA isn't just about looking at a company. It's reading a map of the tech future being built right before our eyes. Now, I'd really love to hear what you think. Are you buying, selling, or just watching NVIDIA from afar? What's the biggest thing that helps you decide? Leave your comment below. If you like this analysis, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. A big hug and see you next time.